Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome all to the episode 2 of Who Are They? Today we are going to be talking about a big ass bug named Harbinger Skyriss, who appears as the last and final mob of a multi-wave encounter in the Ahn'Qiraj. Now Harbinger Skyriss is a Qiraji, an ancient race of insectoid creatures that now reside in southern Silithus, but who were once soldiers of the Black Empire prior to the Titans' victory over the Old Gods. Because of their 1,000-year struggle with the Trolls of Azeroth, their insectoid race was then fractured, which caused a group of them to settle within the Northlands and the remaining groups to settle within the South. The ones who ventured into the frozen north were the Nerubians, and the one who settled into the dry dunes of Silithus were the Qiraji. So that's why you might recognize Skyriss, because he does share the same character model as the first boss in the Temple of Ahn'Qiraj, Prophet Scarum. Now onto the information about the Ahn'Qiraj, where we first encounter Skyriss. The Ahn'Qiraj served as a prison that jailed numerous of beings from dragons of the Black Dragonflight, demons of the Burning Legion, and even servants of the Old Gods themselves like Skyriss. Now unfortunately, we don't have any specific details on how exactly Skyriss was captured and placed within the Ahn'Qiraj, but what we do know is that he somehow manages to corrupt Warden Melikar into releasing all of the other prisons within the Ahn'Qiraj.
I knew the prince would be angry, but I have not been myself. I had to let them out. The Great One speaks to me, you see. Wait, outsiders. Kael'thas did not send you. Good. I'll just tell the prince you released the prisoners!
Even planets away from Azeroth, Skyriss continues to serve its master by manipulating the minds of mortals and ensuing chaos wherever it goes. However, during the encounter, Skyriss has two lines that are very important and surprisingly not brought up enough in lore videos about the Old Gods.
It is a small matter to control the mind of the weak. For I bear allegiance to powers untouched by time, unmoved by fate. No force on this world or beyond harbors the strength to bend our knee. Not even the mighty Legion.
Now that was the first quote. Allegiance to powers untouched by time and unmoved by fate. No force harbors the strength to bend our knee. Not even the Legion. Does this mean that the Old Gods are in fact more powerful than the Legion? One could argue that Skyriss was just speaking in the heat of the moment and it isn't meant to be taken literally, which might be true, but if it took the combined force of numerous of Titans just to subdue and incapacitate a single Old God, then what happens? What happens when the Old Ones all break free from their prisons and unleash their full might on the Burning Legion? You know, granted Sargeras is the most powerful of all the Titans that we know, I still don't know if he would be able to win an all-out war against the Old Gods, even with like so many of his soldiers behind him. But in the end, this is a question that literally cannot be answered by any of you until Blizzard themselves answers it directly and clearly. No implying this and hinting that, unless they full-on say that Sargeras will kick the Old Gods' asses or vice versa, not from a dated book, but literally from the lips of one of the devs or whatever, then this question will always be up for debate without a winning side. I believe in the War of the Ancients novel, it is stated that if the Old Gods were to be released from their prisons, that Sargeras would plead for the peace of death before them. But numerous of other people have also told me that this is retcon, and I'm not entirely sure if it is retcon, but fuck it, let's go on to the second quote.
We span the universe as countless as the stars.
Countless as the stars. This implies that the Old Gods and their minions are not bound to Azeroth alone, but instead, they can be found on many planets across the entire universe. Are some planets like ours liberated from the tyranny of the Old Gods so that the planet's inhabitants can live in peace? Or are some of the planets completely opposite of ours, where the Old Gods have complete and total dominion over a planet? Or how about a planet with all dead Old Gods? We saw this before in Mists of Pandaria, where the Shah literally raised up because Y'Shaarj was killed there. What if the other Old Gods died? What would happen to the land? The planet would literally be uninhabitable. And is this possible? Has this happened? And how about a planet that is completely controlled by the Old Gods? Would there be constant war going around because the Old Gods live and feed off of chaos and anarchy? Where would you even go? Like, literally around every corner, would you see like a million tentacles and a Japanese schoolgirl? Lots of questions and lots of possible content should Blizzard ever decide to have an expansion where we visit a new old god controlled world. But that's it for this video, guys. That's all we know about Skyriss. He was found in the Ahn'Qiraj and we killed him. There's not much information other than that, but those 2 lines that he says are very, very interesting, and you should definitely think about that the next time you think of the old gods. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Peace out, take care, keep an eye out for episode 3, and for now, thank you so much for watching, and take care.